Everyone had heard Monokuma's proclamation, and they were gathered by the red door. As soon as we were all there...
Monokuma appears!
I have to do the Monokuma voice again. Hello? Hello? Wait, I forget how I did my Monokuma voice. I'm just not going to. He's multiplied.
Wrong!
Nope, not multiplication. It just looks that way because of an illusion. I'm moving so fast it only looks like I've multiplied. Can you guys tell which one is the real Monokuma? Can we just get on the elevator already?
Boy, tough crowd.
I can't, I'm not gonna say along over and over. That's... Monokuma voice is already hard enough to do the tone for in sentences. You're not playing along!
Stop talking.
We're not here to play. How did I do my Byakuya voice? Normally that one's easy. We're not here to play with you.
Okay.
Okay, fine.
Hey!
Then if everyone's here and ready to go, please board the pain train. Or elevator. I'll see you guys down there!
Let's go.
Okay then. Shall we?
Please!
Hold on. I'm not mentally prepared yet.
What the heck?
You'll never be mentally prepared. You can't run away anymore, hero. You're gonna pay for your sins.
What the heck?
I told you already. I didn't do it. For serious. That reminds me. Did you ever find the other costume? Or the note? Well, no, but... How unfortunate. Then it would seem we have our culprit.
Hey.
This isn't the place to talk about it. Save your accusations for when we get to the courtroom.
That's right.
She's right. Let's get down. How did I do my Byakuya voice? She's right. Let's get down there first. Then the story can really begin. Yeah. Good idea. That's right. I have to do it. I can't let whoever killed Ifumi and Taka get away with it. For everyone who's still alive, and for the two that lost their lives. The one who killed Ifumi and Taka. The one who killed two of our friends. The killer is... someone right here. Okay, elevator time. I took one last deep breath and exhaled slowly. I began to walk toward the elevator. Once everyone was aboard... Wait, Okay, the doors closed on their own, and the steel box began to move. The clunking of the elevator kept us company as we fell further and further down. There was no going back. Until we settled all this, we couldn't go anywhere. I'm not sure how long it was before the elevator finally came to a stop. The elevator doors slid open, opening up onto a cruel fate. When I see all of you gathered together like this, I realize just how few of you there are left. Your school life is slowly reaching its climax.
Just the worst.
Only because of you. Why? Why are you making us do such cruel things to each other?
What?
Do you really hate me so much? But I'm so cute!
Come on.
Stop goofing around and begin the trial. Don't rush me. Of course I'm gonna start it. I would never be like, stay tuned for the action-packed class trial after this commercial break. I'd never hold out on you like that. Okay, let's begin. Get to your assigned seats. And so the curtain opened once again. A deadly judgment. It gets me every time that it misspelled judgment. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal. A deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly fate, a deadly class trial. Yeah, save, of course. Okay, skills. Okay. Yeah, so all my skills are equipped. He is acting like he hasn't done this a few times already. I mean, to be fair, even though some people would get used to it, Byakuya, you know, it would be pretty traumatizing every time you see a dead body, if it were real. Because this is just a video game, so it doesn't matter, but like, if it were real...
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results.
Thanks, Monokuma. I don't already know this. Thank you so much.
If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Now then, to begin with...
We already know who did it!
Oh, wait. Before I go with the trial, do you think you have any idea of who did it?
Was that?
It was Hiro. He does not have an alibi for when the murders took place, and we found him in that suit. Don't try and deny it! You killed them!
I didn't! Someone knocked me out! I was asleep the whole time! I don't know anything about it!
Shut your murdering mouth, murderer!
Who are you calling a murderer?
I am sorry to say, Hiro, but we do have evidence. Blueprints for the suit. Parts we assume were used to build it, and all of it was found in your room. You have to admit, the evidence is quite compelling. It points to you as having created the suit and wearing it while committing crime after crime.
How many times do I have to tell you? I don't know, I don't know!
Is Hiro really the killer? Or for anything else? We have to make that clear. Okay. So Hiro's message is gonna be the truth bullet, I think.
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough.
No, it's wrong.
Are we sure Hiro really made those blueprints?
What do you mean?
Well, take a look at this. It's the note that Hiro wrote, asking everyone to meet up after Alter Ego disappeared. The handwriting's obviously different, wouldn't you say? When you compare it to the blueprints.
There's no way you could think the same person made both of them.
Unless that person made it a point to disguise their handwriting.
No, the differences are bigger than that, I think.
Come on! I'm not smart enough to think of trying to change my handwriting anyway.
He admits it. He is stupid.
So Makoto, are you saying you don't think Hiro's the culprit?
And he's not the only one. I think Hiro is innocent as well.
Thanks, Byakuya. That means so much. Wow, we care about your opinion. Byakuya's like a well-written character, and I kind of like him mainly because he just reminds me of Kaiba. But he is so annoying.
Then who was in that Robo-Justice suit? Is it like Hiro said? Was there really someone running around in a second suit?
The suspicious individual hidden within the suit. Go ahead, Makoto. Tell them who it was.
And of course he passes it off to me.
So, who was in the Robo-Justice suit?
It's the Illuminati! I knew it the whole time!
I got it! Other than Hiro, I can't think of anyone else it could have been. Obviously, he was the one in that particular suit, and we never found any kind of second suit.
Then there can be no doubt. Hiro is the prime suspect.
That doesn't make any sense. You just said Hiro didn't do it.
It makes perfect sense. Hiro was the suspicious individual in the suit, but he's not the culprit.
Quick, let's all vote for the Illuminati. And Monokuma will execute them.
So what you're saying is...
That's right. The culprit in this case has nothing to do with being in the Robo-Justice suit.
What? Now that's a bold assumption. And what reason do you have to make such a statement? You do have a reason, yes?
Of course. But before we get to that, there's something else we need to clarify first. So let's get that out of the way.
Hey, stop trying to boss us around!
All things have a proper order.
So what is it? What needs to be clarified?
We must clarify the method of
The
transportation
camera
for
angles in
Taka's
this game are
lifeless
so
body.
good.
It would seem that his corpse was moved using certain particular items. Makoto, can you tell us what they were?
Wow, Byakuya, thanks for always asking me what it was. Tart.
I got it!
There's still one more thing, yep. Where is it? Oh, the dolly.
I got it!
I was looking for the word
There
tart.
were a dolly and a tarp, right?
What's with the attitude? He is giving me the opportunity to press buttons, but like, it's just an annoying character trait. Cause because like Kyoko does it to like help Makoto figure out what happened. Byakuya just goes, Makoto, come on, you know this. Come on, man. You got this.
So, let's see if I can explain.
And also in later games, I think people are... I don't remember if anyone's like, yeah, tell them in later games, unless they're the suspect. But I could be wrong.
Taka's body disappeared from the equipment room, and then we rediscovered it in the repository. And when we found it for the second time, it was wrapped in a blue tarp, right? It was the same tarp that up until then was stored in the equipment room. So the killer must have seen it there and decided to use it when they moved Taka's body. That way, they wouldn't leave any bloodstains while they were moving it.
Okay, that explains the tar. And the dolly?
Same thing. I'm sure the dolly was in the equipment room when we first found Taka's body there. But when the body disappeared, so did the dolly. Later, when Taka's body reappeared in the repository, so did the dolly.
In other words, you think they used the dolly to move the body, am I right? But are you sure you are not mistaken?
Huh?
Are you absolutely positive the dolly was in the equipment room when we found Taka's body? That dolly was made specifically for moving large objects between the repository and the art room. It would be very strange indeed to discover it had made its way to the equipment room. Is it not possible that it was in the repository all along, and you simply didn't realize it?
She's raised an objection. How do you respond?
There is no shame in being wrong. Nobody expects much from you anyway. We have all accepted the fact that you rarely understand what is going on.
Wow, thanks,
around you.
Celeste. You're totally helping your case. In making me actually not hate you. Wow, I've never heard anyone sound so nice while being so mean. Maybe I can change your mind. Oh yeah, you weren't here last night. How do you feel about Hifumi and Taka's death? If I can just explain to them why the dolly must have been moved from the equipment room to the repository. Wait, did I read? Oh, okay. Sure, what's been added? Reloading. Oh, bullet time battles. Okay. Is it X is the button? Okay, it is X. Yeah. I also think it's kind of sad that Taka died right after he got his strength back. Oh, I'm already bad at bullet time battles.
You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. You miserable wretch. I cannot agree.
Oh yeah, I have a bunch of Celeste voice lines downloaded.
You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool.
Just from,
Lies will get you nowhere.
Just from
Do your
this.
worst. You miserable wretch. I cannot agree. You are a fool. Do your worst. I cannot agree.
This should prove it. If you're asking for proof that the dolly moved, I have it right here. When I found the dolly in the repository, one of the wheels had a blood stain on it. There was a pool of blood in the equipment room with a tire mark in it that matched the dolly wheel's tread.
Okay, so I get that this doesn't matter, but this really bugs me. They say tire, but it's just a wheel. It doesn't have a tire on it. That bugs me so much.
The killer probably rolled the dolly through the blood on accident as they wheeled the body out of the room. And as the blood dried on the tire, they moved the body into the repository. So there's my proof that the dolly was used to move Taka's body.
Jeez, does Celeste really hate me that much?
Well, anyway, that was just something we had to get out of the way. Let's get back to the main subject.
Yeah, the subject of how Robo Justice didn't do it. Because if it's not a killer robot, then what kind of robot is it?
I'm not sure that really matters.
I'd be happy to explain why the occupant of the suit couldn't possibly be the killer. If you look back on how the body was transported, it will become immediately obvious.
If I look back on how the body was moved, it'll be clear why the person in the suit couldn't have done it. Oh, the dolly, because you have to bend down. I actually forgot about this part.
As we know, Taka was killed in the equipment room. And
The
from
class
there,
trial
the body
music
was
is
moved to
so
the
good.
repository.
I need to add more of it to my
The
playlist.
culprit wrapped the body in the tarp, then loaded it onto the dolly and wheeled it off, right?
Now, keep in mind that the dolly doesn't have a handle.
Well, yeah, but even without a handle, all you'd have to do is bend over.
No, that's wrong. You're absolutely right that you could push a dolly without a handle if you stoop down low. But if you were wearing that suit, do you think you could actually get into a position like that?
What do you mean?
Think back to what you said when we were all checking out the suit together. Remember?
This scene is so funny. I'm blind as a bat in here. Can't see my feet at all. I'm surprised you got anywhere in this thing. I'm telling you, it wasn't me. Not to mention, you totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
When you're in that suit, not only can you not see your feet, but you can't even bend at the waist. Am I right about that?
Now that you mention it, yeah.
It seems like it'd be awfully hard to push that dolly if you couldn't bend over.
Well, what's to stop you from simply pushing the dolly with your feet?
When you can't even see your feet? You really think someone could kick the dolly all that way?
Especially with Hifumi's body on it. Or no, they didn't use the dolly for Hifumi's. Especially with the body on it.
Yeah, it'd be totally impossible. Not that I can say for sure myself.
On top of that, if you were wearing such a rigid, cumbersome suit, it's very unlikely you would have the dexterity to go about wrapping the body in a tarp.
Well, I mean, isn't that just a matter of taking off the suit when you're ready to move the body?
There's absolutely no chance that the costume was taken off to move the body, because Hiro's not strong enough.
I got it! I don't think taking off the suit was an option. If you remember...
I don't know what's up with this thing, but I can't actually get it off. Little help? Why would you make something that you can't take off by yourself? I didn't make this stupid friggin' thing. There's a clasp on the back that's keeping you from getting it off. It looks pretty sturdy. I don't think you can get it off on your own. We don't really have a choice. Let's help him.
That's true. It seems impossible to put the suit on or take it off without help.
Then, you really can't take it off by yourself?
Of course I wasn't making it up.
If he could have gotten it off by himself, I don't think he would have let us see him wearing it. Showing up in the suit was basically an invitation for everyone to suspect it.
Yeah, that's right.
So, it's really, really true that Robo-Justice couldn't have moved the dolly?
To be clear, whoever did move the body, it couldn't have been Hiro in the robot suit, correct?
No, wait. Just a second, if you please. Have you forgotten about the picture that I took? You all got a good look at it, did you not?
That's just
The image
Hifumi
of
taking a
Hifumi
picture.
being dragged away by Robo-Justice?
It's just Hifumi taking a picture with his favorite celebrity. He watches too much anime. He probably really likes whatever Robo-Justice is from. He's just taking a picture with them.
If whoever was in that suit is not the culprit, how do you explain that?
I hate it whenever you drink water and and it doesn't hydrate. I don't know what I was gonna say. I'm gonna be honest, my brain no work.
Besides, do you remember what the now deceased Hifumi said?
I can't read all this.
So long as those facts exist, the proper conclusion is beyond question. The individual inside the suit and the culprit are one and the same. It was Hiro, without a doubt.
Yeah. Yeah, that's gotta be right.
Hina.
Hold on a second!
She's gonna get called idiot swimmer girl again, and then she's gonna be mad.
It's still far too early to reach that conclusion. Besides, there's no hurry to decide who did it. Before we rush to a verdict, shouldn't we explore every single possibility? Instead of seizing on one viewpoint, the truth is uncovered by analyzing things from every angle.
Perhaps, but where do we go from here?
Let's review this series of unfortunate events from the beginning. Maybe we'll uncover something new.
What a pain in the ass!
I don't disagree, but our lives are on the line. If this is what it takes, we have to do it.
Exactly.
Plus, maybe we'll get to find out where the heck Kyoko was when everything went down.
All right then, let's take another look back at what happened. I suppose we could start with this morning. 4 of us gathered together in the dining hall. Makoto, Hina, Kyoko, and myself. We waited there for quite a while, but nobody else showed up, so we went to look for everyone. That was around 8 a.m.
And as soon as we split up, Kyoko went missing.
Soon after that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room and quickly came to get Makoto and me.
It seems I was unconscious for about an hour after I was attacked by my mystery assailant. I know it was an hour because I remember being attacked a little after 7.
That was when we saw Celeste's picture and discovered that her assailant had been wearing a strange costume. As it turns out, it was Robo-Justice. It also soon became clear that this same Robo-Justice had abducted Hifumi.
It's so funny hearing Sakura say Robo-Justice.
We were soon joined in our search by Byakuya and Toko, and then went on to find Hifumi in the library. He was injured, so we took him to the nurse's office and resumed our search for the suspect. But not long after leaving the nurse's office...
I'm tired. I'm not reading this.
When Celeste told us that, we decided to split up and search the second floor.
I'll read lines if they're new, but I'm not gonna read, like, old lines. At least not right now, because I'm tired.
And soon after that,
I saw someone moving around on the 3rd floor, and I yelled out to everyone as soon as I did.
and then... At that point, we decided to divide up into 2 groups. Celeste, Hina, and I went back to the nurse's office, while Sakura, Byakuya, and Toko chased after the suspect.
I was gonna say why Toko, but I mean... Wait, no, because... Oh, I didn't understand what... didn't understand what you said at first, and I didn't get the joke, and then I read it out in my mind, and... Sorry, that's a crime. I'm gonna have to hold a class trial over that.
When we got back to the nurse's office, we found Hifumi dead. And that's when we heard the body discovery announcement. I left Celeste and Hina there and headed back to the 3rd floor to let the others know what had happened.
Meanwhile, we had just discovered Taka's body in the equipment room. We must have found both bodies at almost exactly the same time, because we heard the same announcement not long after we discovered his body.
And that's when I told you guys about Hifumi. Then the 3 of us headed for the nurse's office. But right after we left the physics lab...
I feel like Kyoko and Byakuya probably have it figured out already. Maybe not Byakuya. I think he knows, like... I think he has a good idea of who it's not, but I have a feeling he doesn't know for sure who it is. I think Kyoko might know for sure who it is.
We ran into Celeste, who'd arrived after us, and she told us something very surprising. We rushed back to the nurse's office and saw that she was right.
Then we remembered we'd left Toko passed out in the equipment room, so we hurried back again. But when we got there, we discovered that now Taka's body had also gone missing. Next thing we knew, we were searching the school for 2 missing dead bodies. And after some time...
Celeste informed us that she'd found the bodies, and we all headed to the repository, which is where we rediscovered the corpses.
I think that about covers it.
I see. The whole thing sounds exceptionally complicated. It certainly seems to me that these are not a simple series of connected events.
Okay, well, if that's true, then what?
Rather than a single series of events, I think we have to consider each murder a separate situation. And from there, we can uncover the contradictions surrounding all of them. Now then, let's get started, beginning with what happened to Taka.
The contradictions hidden in what happened to Taka. In order to uncover the truth of this case, I have to find them, no matter what. You know... I just noticed, but just because of the shading and this angle on Makoto, his hair looks disproportionately large compared to his body, just because of the shading and this angle. Not including the oh, what's it called? The one hair sticking up. I forget what the word is. It's like... I don't know how it's pronounced. It's like a hoge or something. I'm gonna look up how this is pronounced. Just because. Why not? I know how it's spelled. Okay, I think it's a hoge. I don't know, but like, his hair is so tall looking at this angle. Oh, debate time! Woohoo!
regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after.
Oh, because the Monokuma file leaves
We
out.
already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes
Yeah,
you
'cause-
say that?
Wait, no.
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
Oh,
It's true that
okay.
Hifumi was killed with
Because the
Justice Hammer
Monokuma
4,
file left out the
while
time,
Taka's death
which means
came
it's
from a swing
important
of Justice Hammer
for
4.
the case.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
The order that the Justice Hammers were used in order to commit the murders. Something about that is bothering me.
So, regarding Taka's,
I wonder if he, or perhaps it was. We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came
No!
What makes you say?
because of the number.
It's true that he while Taka's death.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
so, regarding
I wonder if, or perhaps it was. We already know what order they were killed in.
What? Come on, Mikoto. Don't scare me like that. Makes me think something weird is going on.
Shoot!
I need to think about it one more time. There must be a contradiction in there somewhere.
so,
I wonder if, or perhaps it was. We already know Taka came last.
What makes you say?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
What?
Shoot!
So, I wonder if, or perhaps it was after. We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came
I
last.
don't know what truth bullet to use.
It's true that he while Taka's death.
See? So it's obvious Taka came. So, I wonder if, or perhaps it was. We already know what order they were. Taka came last.
What makes you say?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3.
I think Hero's
Well, Taka's
message.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after. So, I wonder if he
Wait,
died,
no,
or
no, no,
perhaps
no,
it was
no, no, no.
after.
Monokuma
We
file?
already know what order they were killed in.
What? I've seen this trial before. How am I doing so poorly on this?
So, I wonder if, or perhaps it was. We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
Okay.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice
This
Hammer
is
3.
killing me.
While Taka's death.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
so, regarding Taka's death,
I honestly don't
I
know
wonder if he died
what it is.
before
It's not the
Hifumi,
wristwatch.
or perhaps it was after.
We already know what order they were killed in.
Oh, wait, I think I tried that already. That's annoying. Okay.
So,
I have 3 tries. I'm gonna...
we already know Taka came
I'm not
last.
getting a good score on
Because
this.
of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
I'm really gonna get a bad score on this.
So, regarding Taka's death,
I wonder if, or perhaps it was. We already know what order they were.
Oh, I have to absorb. I forgot about that
Because of the
feature.
numbering of the Justice.
It's true that Hifumi was killed while Taka's death.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
I forgot that was a
So,
thing.
regarding Taka's,
I
wonder
could've-
if, or perhaps it was. We already know what order they were killed.
Oh, I forgot that absorbing truth bullets was a thing I could do.
Hold on. There's no reason to assume that the hammers were used in the same order as their numbers. If anything, that's just another way the killer
Now I
tried
feel
to
kinda
disguise their
dumb.
actions.
So you're saying the culprit wanted us to think the hammers were used in order, but in reality, Taka was killed before Hifumi? Okay then, let's see the proof.
Evidence that proves Taka was killed before Hifumi. I feel like there was something. Hangman's Gambit. Yeah, but now I'm gonna get a bad score. Which means less mono coins. I do get 10% more mono coins though because of Celeste.
Now I understand. I got it. Taka's wristwatch. See? Look. It broke with the hands pointing just past 6 o'clock.
It must have gotten broken when he was attacked by the killer. Because as of last night,
I can't do a Taka voice anymore.
so if it wasn't broken after 6 last night, then he must have been attacked around 6 this morning.
And that would be his official time of death.
But if that's true, then he was killed well before Hifumi.
And before Celeste was attacked this morning, which happened around 7.
That's right. Taka was killed before any of the other incidents took place.
That simple fact slipped past all of us. We made the wrong assumption about the order of events, all because of those justice hammers.
That's exactly why the culprit wrote the numbers on each hammer and had them increase in size. That way, when we saw how they were used in each incident, we'd easily make that wrong assumption.
Now, if Taka was killed around 6, then everyone's alibis for his murder go out the window. Because when he was killed, we hadn't met up in the dining hall yet.
That may be true in the case of Taka's murder. But all of our alibis still hold true for Hifumi's death.
That's right. With him, at least, we're all safe.
That was like 5
When
minutes
we
ago.
heard
We
Hifumi
got a
screaming,
flashback
we
for
were all
that.
together. Except for Hiro and Kyoko. Then we all ran down to the nurse's office, and that's where we found his body. That's totally true. We're all in the clear.
Oh, I know! They must have recorded him screaming on a tape or something, then played it later on!
If that's true, where's the tape?
I don't know.
Don't just go making stuff up.
Anyway, we all have rock-solid alibis for when we heard Hifumi scream.
Except
Since all of us were there together, clearly none of us could have killed him.
And it does not stop there. There was also the
not.
moment when we discovered his body had disappeared. When his body vanished from the nurse's office, Hina and I were in the bathroom together, while everyone else was in the equipment room, correct? And then there's the disappearance of Taka's body from the equipment room. At that time, we were all gathered together in the nurse's office because of Hifumi going missing.
Well, don't forget, I was passed out in the equipment room the whole time.
Wait, then what if Genocide Jill did it? She could have dragged Taka's body out of there right then!
Even if she could pull that off, there's no way she could have done the same with Hifumi's body. Because, as we just established, she was passed out in the equipment room when his body disappeared.
Besides, I didn't do either of them anyway.
phrasing.
In other words, it is impossible that any of us could have killed Hifumi or moved either of their bodies. On the other hand, Hiro and Kyoko had disappeared, so they most certainly could have done those things.
So what now, Kyoko?
For now, we can't get fixated on who did it, or we'll just keep going around in circles. So instead of who, I propose we start talking about how. In particular, I think we need to figure out how Hifumi's body got moved.
That's true. We searched everywhere, but we couldn't figure out how to explain his body disappearing. And according to what Celeste said, his body apparently disappeared in the 1 minute her and Hina took their
I
eyes
like
off
this
of it.
trial.
But to carry that much weight from the first floor up to the third in that short amount of time?
Oh man, yeah! There's no way! It'd be impossible!
Well, what if I told you there was a way to make the impossible possible?
What? How?
If the dead body were to move itself.
The dead body moved on its own?
No! another ghost?
I don't think it has anything to do with the occult. I think what she's implying is, we thought Hifumi was dead, but perhaps in reality he was still alive.
He was alive?
Are you saying Hifumi wasn't carried out of the nurse's office, but simply walked out on his own?
But I mean, we found his body. He was dead.
Perhaps he was simply playing dead.
That it isn't possible.
The idea that Hifumi was still alive. Is it really possible? Who knows?
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
Wait,
No, it is impossible.
what does Celeste count? Because that's not important. It can only be Celeste's account. Okay.
Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was...
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Are you saying that when we first... There's a chance he...
No, Hifumi was dead, and you know that. Surely you heard the body discovered. Hifumi's dead body had been found.
No, that's wrong. Was the body discovery announcement that was made really intended for Hifumi?
Of course it was. The announcement played right after we discovered his body.
Maybe. But that was also the same time that Taka's body was found.
That's right. It wasn't long after finding his body that we heard the announcement.
So there's a good chance we've made a mistake in there somewhere. I think we've confused whether the announcement was for Hifumi or Taka.
First of all, if two bodies had been found, there really should have been two announcements.
Maybe Monokuma simply got lazy and rolled them together into one.
What do you say, Monokuma? Any comment?
Well, it's a very sensitive issue, so I can't go into too much detail. But what I can say about the body discovery announcement is that it's only broadcast when 3 or more people find a dead body for the first time.
That didn't answer our question, man. We were asking if you were a lazy bum.
No, actually, that was plenty. He said it's only broadcast when a body is discovered for the first time, which means even if we find the same body again later, he won't make the announcement again. If that's true, then why was the announcement made again later on?
Huh? Later on?
Exactly. We heard the body discovery announcement twice.
The second body discovery announcement. First time it played was when we found each body in the nurse's office in the equipment room. The second time was when... Oh, it was either when both bodies were rediscovered or...
I got it!
Yeah, okay.
We heard it a second time in the repository, when we rediscovered the two bodies. It didn't seem weird at the time, but it contradicts what Monokuma just told us, doesn't it?
Exactly. If we were actually rediscovering both bodies, the announcement shouldn't have played.
And in reality, when the two dead bodies were rediscovered, one of them was actually being discovered for the first time.
So, when we found Hifumi the first time in the nurse's office, he wasn't actually dead yet. Meaning, he wasn't actually found dead until we came upon him in the repository.
Do you have any ideas on who it could have been?
And that's just part of it. There's one other thing that leads me to believe he was still alive in the nurse's office.
Oh, I know!
the worst logic I have ever heard. But honestly, I do not think there's anything that can prove he was still alive.
Okay then, let's take another look at the events surrounding the discovery of his body. Then it should become clear whether he was
Okay.
really alive or not.
This whole thing is pointless.
There has to be proof that shows Hifumi was still alive. I have to find it and show it to everyone. Oh. Oh, the door. Oh, wait, no, the glasses?
Well, here's one thing we do know. The first time we found Hifumi's body was in the nurse's office. And then, while me and Celeste were in the bathroom, his body disappeared.
And the next time we saw his body, it was in the repository.
But when you compare his body before being moved and his body after being moved, other than the change in how it was positioned, there was no notable difference.
No, it's wrong.
Big brain.
In fact, there was one clear difference between Hifumi and the nurse's
I
office
would
and the
be dead.
repository.
I wouldn't find any clues. I'd be like, oh. That's a corpse. There's my one truth bullet, guys. Come on.
His glasses. That fact alone proves that he was only playing dead in the beginning.
Perhaps you'd like to fill the rest of us in?
When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered with blood. But when we found him again later in the repository, they were spotless. And I found the item he used to wipe them clean in the nurse's office trash can. I got it! It was a glasses cleaning cloth featuring a certain cartoon mascot. One look at the bloodstain on the cloth should make things clear. This piece of cloth was used to wipe Hifumi's glasses clean. And the mascot on the cloth is the same one that's on the digital camera, right? And whose digital camera was it? Hifumi's, of course.
The character was Princess Piggles from Demon Angel Pretty Pudgy Princess, I think.
Thanks, Hino. We totally needed to know that.
I highly doubt anyone but Hifumi would have brought something like this to school.
I see your point. And the only people here who wear glasses are...
I wouldn't be caught dead using a tacky piece of garbage like that.
A few tissues is all I need to keep my glasses clean.
Then there's no question. It belonged to Hifumi.
So what you're saying is... What exactly?
What I'm saying is, the blood on his glasses was wiped away using his own glasses cleaning cloth.
Even if that is true, it does not mean he wiped the blood off himself.
But who would benefit from a clean pair of glasses other than the glasses owner?
True. Glasses cleaning cloths. They're good sometimes, but like, you couldn't get blood off that easily.
That's a good point.
I don't know from experience, but like, if I smudge my glasses, it's hard enough to clean. Or, it's not that difficult, but still. I think blood would be pretty hard to clean off of glasses.
And it must have been him, right?
So let's assume that Hifumi was still alive in the nurse's office. He pretends to be dead. Then when he's alone, he wipes his glasses clean so he can see.
Yeah.
Then he stands up and walks out on his own 2 feet. And with that, the impossible task of moving his copious corpse becomes...
But then,
Oh,
if he
I
was just
skipped it.
pretending to be dead,
I didn't mean to hit the button.
what was with all that blood? Was it paint or something?
The fridge in the nurse's office contains packs of blood for emergencies. He probably used one of those.
He figured if he was gonna play dead, he should go all out. So he just dumped it everywhere. But he got crazy with it and had to wipe his glasses off when he was done. Oh, what an idiot.
And if Hifumi was still alive at that point, the disappearance of Taka's body is easily explained. It should be perfectly obvious who must have moved Taka's corpse.
I got it! It could only have been Hifumi.
While we were all gathered in the nurse's office, he went to the equipment room and took Taka's body.
That also explains how the door to the repository got locked.
The door was locked?
Well, after the bodies disappeared, we all went looking for them, right? So me and Sakura headed for the repository. But when we got there, the door was locked.
And the repository door can only be locked from the inside. Which means, when Hina and Sakura got to the repository, someone was already inside.
And it could only have been Hifumi, who just finished stashing Taka's body there.
He convinced us all he was dead, and when he saw his chance, he dragged Taka's body to the repository. So, Hifumi wasn't just another victim in this case. He was one of the assailants.
But that means he took part in the murders.
I just can't believe it.
If you're having trouble, would you like me to show you one more piece of evidence?
There's more?
Oh, absolutely. The single biggest fact pointing to his involvement has yet to be revealed. You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The item he took off of Taka's lifeless body?
Kyoko. Come on. I
got it! You're talking about the note Hifumi had hidden away, aren't you?
Hidden note?
That's right. We found it stuffed in his pants.
What? In his pants?
Yes, his pants.
Yes, his pants. Quote, Sakura Ogami. Wait, give me a second. That's such a good quote. It's hilarious.
Okay, well, forget about the pants for now. Take a look at what the note says.
I found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the equipment room at 6 a.m.
That's the note I was telling you about. The one that told me where to go. Huh? Wait, this one's a little different. In my note it said, Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m.
I see. Then this note isn't the same one Hiro got.
It's not the same?
In other words, the killer got in touch with another person besides Hiro. And that person could only have been...
Hifumi's pants!
I got it! That's right! Taka! The killer used this note to draw out Taka and murder him.
Hello? Over here! Objection! Objection! I don't really understand what's going on, but Hifumi had that letter, right? So whoever wrote it wasn't drawing out Taka.
Wait!
They were drawing out Huffy!
Okay, I was just about to say that she called him Hifumi instead of Huffy for once, and then... Oh, and she went back to calling Taka TikTok.
Just to be clear, TikTok is Taka and Huffy is Hifumi, right?
Oh, yes! Why must you ruin it every time?
Man, Genocide Jack is seriously scary. But still, I can't let her get to me. What's the truth bullet this time?
Puppy had the note, right? Then the person it was intended for must have been Huppy!
But remember what the note said. What time did it say to meet?
6 a.m., I believe.
The time doesn't matter! The note has nothing to do with TikTok!
No, that's wrong. No, there absolutely is a connection.
What the hell are you talking about?
The note said to meet at 6 a.m., which is the same time Taka was murdered. You've already proven that using his wristwatch. But there's more. Look where the note says to meet. The equipment room, right?
Which is where Taka was killed. I see.
So, Taka was murdered at both the time and place written in the note. I think that should be plenty to show that this note was definitely meant for Taka.
Well, when you put it like that... No further objections!
Then someone used that note to trick Taka. Just the same as me. The culprit really is a cold-blooded monster. Telling people they found a way out.
They also committed murder, Hero. I think that's worse than telling someone they found a way out.
But if they gave the note to Taka, what was Hifumi doing with it? Stuffed down his pants, no less!
Most likely, Hifumi stole it off Taka's corpse after he died.
Huh? He stole it?
Where's your proof? Go ahead, show us.
Proof that Ifumi stole the note from Taka.
I got it! When I searched Taka's body, I saw that his lifeless hand was gripping a small scrap of paper. If I'm right about this, the sheet of paper this piece came from is... I knew it! It fits perfectly with the note we found hidden on Hifumi.
Wait a second. What time was investigation? I mean, it doesn't matter, but like, I don't know.
Then Taka's scrap and Hifumi's note.
Yup, they're from the same piece of paper.
I'm sorry, I just on the left side of the screen, just Makoto's face.
Hifumi had the note meant for Taka, while Taka's corpse still grasped a small piece of that note. There's only one way to explain it.
Taka died clutching the note. Hifumi tried to free the note from his death grip, leaving behind only one small scrap. Did I get all that right?
That means Hifumi knew the note was important.
Exactly. Which proves that he was an accomplice in the murder.
Whoa. Yeah. After seeing all this, Hifumi was super involved in this whole thing for sure. In fact, he was behind the whole thing. In fact, he's still alive!
Sorry, no. When we found him in the repository, Hifumi was truly and completely dead. The second body discovery announcement proves that.
So then, who killed Hifumi?
Whoever did is the mastermind, the true killer.
He was killed in the repository, so he must have been killed not long after transporting Taka's body.
So, he must have been killed after Taka's body vanished. but before we found both bodies in the repository.
During that time, we'd all split up and were searching for Taka's missing body. In other words, during that time, none of us have alibis.
Wait, but me and Sakura were together. Stop trying to steal the spotlight, you stupid walrus! Who are you calling a walrus?
Anyway, when they were killed bothers me too. But there's something that's been bothering me even more.
And what might that be?
The weapon they used to kill Hifumi.
The weapon?
Yeah, because I mean, according to the Monokuma file, the way Taka and Hifumi were killed was almost the same, with them having similar fractures and all. But Justice Hammer 3 and 4 were still laying around in the nurse's office and equipment room, right? So if Hifumi was killed in the repository, the culprit would have had to grab one of the hammers, kill Hifumi, then put the hammer back where they found it. But wouldn't that be seriously risky for him?
I'm surprised. It seems there's some semblance of a brain knocking around that skull of yours after all.
Hell yeah, it's packed in there good and tight.
He's right, though. I don't understand it either. The Monokuma file makes it clear that they were killed using similar instruments. But if the hammers were already laying around those other rooms...
So the question is, how could the culprit have gotten their hands on either of the hammers? Personally, I haven't a clue.
So which hammer was used to attack Celeste? Number 1 or number 2?
Those were accounted for in other rooms too. And I don't think either one is big enough to kill someone.
Then,
Is it not possible they used a different weapon?
I don't think it is possible. They were both killed with the same kind of thing, right?
So then, what was used to kill Hifumi?
The weapon that was actually used to kill Hifumi. The whole picture surrounding this case won't become clear until I figure that out. Somehow, I have to find the truth. Oh.
What was used to kill Hifumi? Was it Justice Hammer 3? Maybe Justice Hammer 4?
Well, whatever it was, there's one thing we have to figure out. How was the culprit able to move around so freely with the weapon? How did nobody witness them carrying it?
sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make its appearance!
What? Okay.
Shoot!
What was used to kill Hifumi?
Was it maybe Justice? Well, there's one. How was the culprit? How did nobody... Sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make its appearance! Check out murdergear.com/hammertime for more info!
Is that a real
One thing
site?
seems pretty clear. The murder weapon had to be one of the Justice Hammers.
No, it's wrong. The murder weapon wasn't a Justice Hammer at all. No, it was something completely different.
But, seriously? A different weapon?
Specifically, a hammer from the repository. The killer could have easily used that to kill Hifumi. Now, all the hammers in the repository were covered in flecks of grit and debris.
We do have to find out.
But for some reason, one of them had been scrubbed clean.
Huh?
And the reason it had been scrubbed clean was most likely because it was used to commit murder. If the hammer got covered in Hifumi's blood, of course they'd have to clean it off. I'd also like to point out that the repository has all kinds of hammers. Big ones, small ones, and even some flat mallet-like ones. I think whoever made the Justice Hammers used those as a basis for their design.
If that's true, that would explain the Monokuma file's note about the wounds being similar.
So Hifumi moved Taka's body to the repository, where someone then used a hammer to kill him.
Whoever did that is the true killer. The one Hifumi was working with. And the one who betrayed him.
Hold on a moment. I still think it's strange to assume someone was working together with him. The way the graduation rule works, there is no benefit to helping someone else carry out a murder. So the idea that anyone would work together like that is simply ludicrous. We talked about this, did we not?
We did talk about how there wouldn't be any reason for anyone to work together. At least that's what we thought at first. But... oh. Non-stop debate again. Am I gonna have to absorb?
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work together on this.
That is how the rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were two murders.
I think I have
Based
to
on the
absorb.
rules that even if more than one, only the one who actually, assuming the rule holds true.
That is.
But that only really applies if there's one murder. In this case, however, there were two murders.
Based on the rule, even if more than one, only the one who actually, assuming the rule holds true.
No, it's wrong.
Okay.
Since there were two murders, it's at least plausible that more than one person was involved.
What do you mean?
If there'd only been one murder, then yes, the idea of an accomplice isn't really worth considering. Naturally, if only one person can be saved per murder, an accomplice has no risk versus reward benefit.
Risk versus reward benefit?
The payoff for working together. The reward that balances out the risk of taking part in a scheme. There's no point in being someone's accomplice if there's no benefit to you. However, if there were some potential mutual reward for the risk, then cooperation becomes possible.
You're saying that two people could act as each other's accomplices to commit two separate murders.
I think that's what the true killer told Hifumi. They would each have an accomplice for their crime. And based on the case's events, Hifumi would have been the first one to act, murdering Taka. They made him carry out the first murder so he couldn't back out of helping them later on.
So in this case, there wasn't one single person committing multiple murders. Instead, each person killed someone, creating two separate incidents. And it only looked like one person because that's how the true killer designed it to look. A single suspicious individual, a similar weapon used in each crime, disappearing bodies. By creating one seamless set of circumstances, they made it look like one person was behind it all.
The mastermind picked their target and managed to convince him to go along with their plan. And then, to avoid the no accomplices rule, they simply killed their accomplice. Which, if true, means that betraying Hifumi was part of the plan from the very beginning.
That's just awful! How could anyone be so cruel?
You think so? I can't help but admire its cunning. Still, their choice of accomplice seems odd.
The effort made to convince us the two murders were the same. That was the main characteristic this whole time. Kyoko must have noticed that fact from the very beginning, which is why she said not to look at this as a series of connected events, but entirely separate incidents. Kyoko really is amazing, although, when you think about it, she's almost too amazing. Like, it's almost unnatural how good she is at this.
I understand how an accomplice could be involved, but then who was the one pulling Hifumi's strings?
That's problem numero uno right now!
The true killer manipulated Hifumi to carry out a number of actions, and in the end, murdered him. In the debates up till now, the way the case is unfolded, when you consider all that, there's really only one person who seems to fit. Who? I don't know. No? Okay. just seemed like the game wanted me to select Kyoko.
Here's my answer. It was Celeste.
Ah, so I'm the suspicious individual now, am I? I really do hate this kind of joke.
A joke? I wonder.
So what you are saying, then, is that I specifically chose to work together with Hifumi. The idea that I would choose to spend any amount of time interacting with him, that I would go within 10 feet of that shit-brain, that lazy, worthless goddamn idiot! Pardonnez-moi.
Just to be clear, there is evidence to support it.
Is that so?
It is. Throughout the investigation, there was certain behavior that was common only to the two of you. Considering what we've learned so far, it only further proves that the two of you were working together.
What it is that only Hifumi and Celeste had in common. The paper hidden in Hifumi's pants.
I got it! The behavior they had in common has to do with the suspicious individual in the suit, doesn't it? The only ones who ever actually saw Robo-Justice firsthand were Celeste and Hifumi.
Shush. The adults are talking now.
Sorry.
As he said, only Celeste and Hifumi ever laid eyes on the costumed individual. If we accept that Hifumi was one of the culprits, we can't help but suspect what Celeste has said as well.
Are you saying everything they told us was a lie?
After taking Hifumi to the nurse's office, we all began our search for this individual, correct? And not too long after that, do you remember what Celeste said? We headed to the second floor specifically because of what she claimed to have seen. Next, to draw us all to the physics lab up on the third floor,
She let out a blood-curdling scream.
and when we'd all come to see what was wrong, what was it she said? Once she'd done her job of getting us all up to the physics lab, it was time for her partner to get to work.
It was to get us to divide into two groups. So that we would discover both bodies at the same time?
In fact, Celeste was precisely the one who proposed that we split up. Well, if Celeste and Hifumi were working together, all those chance events suddenly become connected.
Celeste, no matter how much I dislike her, she has so many good voice lines, though.
And on top of that, that piercing cry of yours early on. That was to signal Hifumi, wasn't it? It was your way of telling him, we're on the third floor, everything's going according to plan. Why else would you let out a scream that could have carried across the sea?
I just realized another strange thing. When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, who we now know was only pretending to be dead, Celeste, you were the first one to say he'd been murdered. You wanted to make sure we wouldn't have any doubt in our minds.
I don't believe it. Everything. The whole thing was one big act.
Hina, you were with Celeste when Hifumi's body disappeared, right?
Yeah. I was feeling kinda sick, so Celeste took me to the bathroom. Wait! Then that was...
She wasn't worried about you. She just saw a chance to help Hifumi sneak out of the nurse's office.
Each piece isn't much by itself, but start putting them together and the picture gets very ugly indeed. Wouldn't you agree, Celeste?
I have no idea what you mean.
Don't bother trying to deny it. You made one fatal mistake.
Oh, did I?
I didn't even catch it myself when you first said it, but looking back, I can say that that one little slip-up was your undoing.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about what you said after Hifumi's body disappeared and we returned to the nurse's office.
Oh, I forgot about this. I didn't notice it either, and I've seen this trial... or I've seen this case twice, and I didn't notice it. I forgot about that.
I remember her saying that too, but I don't understand what's so strange about it.
Then pay attention. Sakura, Toko, and I were first to discover Taka's body in the equipment room. Then Makoto showed up and told us Hifumi had been killed. So Sakura and I left with Makoto. Once we were in the hall, we ran into Celeste, and the four of us headed to the nurse's office. Now, the entire time we were together, none of us said anything about Taka being dead. Think about it. Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. It was completely out of place.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Although I don't really get what it means.
You hear that, Celeste? Everyone's having some trouble understanding. Could you repeat what you said? If you're really not the culprit, you shouldn't have any problem repeating it, right?
Byakuya said that Celeste's comment doesn't make any sense. But what is he alluding to? Come on, Makoto. You can't be that dumb. It's so easy.
All I said was... They must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused.
Wait, what's the E handle?
They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died. And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes to finish this. What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
All I said was, they must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively
I don't know
elated.
what truth bullet to use.
We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died. And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes.
What was so
I
strange
think
about
I just need
Celeste's
to
comment?
use this.
All I said, they must really enjoying the sight of us. They must be. We are all going to die. We are going to die.
Just like...
Okay.
No, it's wrong. That's right. There's no reason Celeste should have said, just like those guys died. When she said that, none of us had told her Taka was dead.
Exactly. And we didn't run into her until after we were all out in the hall. So there was never any chance for her to have seen his body in the equipment room for herself.
So how did you know, Celeste? How did you know more than one person had been killed? And how did you know they were both guys? Because Kyoko had also disappeared, right? So she could have been dead too.
You all have such vivid imaginations. You know that?
Imaginations.
You claim that I was lying when I told you about the suspicious person I saw. Then what about the picture I took? How do you explain this picture of the costumed villain dragging Hifumi away?
It has to be some kind of setup, right? So let's put the suit on. And then she used the camera's timer to set up the picture.
Hiro, you're the one who told us the camera doesn't have a timer.
Have you so quickly forgotten? You are the only one who could have possibly fit into that suit. Plus, I happen to know that this particular camera does not have a timer. In other words, it is an unassailable fact that this is a picture of Hifumi being dragged away. If everything I told you was a lie, how can this picture exist?
Simple. Are we sure that's really a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away?
What could you possibly mean by that?
Surely there are other explanations than the one you've offered up.
No, there is no other explanation.
Other explanations? If it wasn't a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away, the only other possibility is Hifumi and the suspect are dancing.
I got it! It's not a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away. I would say it's a picture of Hifumi dragging the suspect away.
That's certainly within the realm of possibility. The one being dragged off in that picture isn't Hifumi, but the person in the robot suit. We've simply been led to believe that it's the other way around. And the strange costume might only exist to lead us astray even farther. If you saw someone wearing something like that in this situation, of course you'd notice and be suspicious.
That's what happened! You put me to sleep and made me out to be the bad guy in all this!
Such a thing is utterly impossible. Hifumi was dragging him away? Ridiculous.
Is it? I don't think it's ridiculous at all.
Then shut your mouth and allow me to educate
That's a
you.
good line. I have that one downloaded. Celeste thinks she can prove that there's no way Hifumi is dragging the suspect away. But is that really possible?
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out! Then you just dragged me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight! You tried to make me look like the bad guy!
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight.
No, that's wrong! No. Even if the person inside the suit were unconscious, they could still stand up like that, because that Robo-Justice suit had a certain characteristic.
Yeah, it can't bend at the waist.
That's right! They totally made a mistake when they made it, so it couldn't bend at the waist.
I'm not so sure that was a mistake. I think the suit was designed from the beginning to be used the way it was.
Celeste and Hifumi took the suit they'd specially designed and stuffed Hiro into it.
Celeste isn't doing a very good job of not being suspicious.
That's how they were able to fake that whole thing. The point of it all was to make us believe whoever was in the suit was to blame.
Well then, I suppose this is checkmate.
Checkmate?
The camera angles are so good.
Don't make me laugh, you idiot! What do you mean, checkmate?
Celeste?
Clearly, you want to cram me into your little
guilty box. Well, there's one little problem. Have you already forgotten what Hifumi told us as he lay dying? When we asked him who had attacked him, his answer was quite clear, was it not? He said, and I quote, Yasuhiro. In other words, Yasuhiro Hagakure!
Right, but my name isn't really Yasuhiro. It's actually Taro.
Your confusing statements don't make any sense. You're only making things more complicated.
He did say Yasuhiro, but are we sure he was really pointing the finger at Hiro?
What the hell are you talking about? I'll burn you alive!
Kyoko, what do you mean by that?
Think back to how Hifumi used to talk to us.
Now now what do you think of Celeste?
How did he refer to each of us?
Oh, he said people's
I
last.
got it! That's right! Our last names! He called us all by our last names!
Exactly. I know I heard him say Mr. Naegi more than once, for example. So if Hifumi did mean to say Hiro's name, he would have said his last name, Hagakure.
I'm sure it was just incidental. By chance, his first name. Indecent?
Don't talk.
Random chance. Now isn't that a convenient explanation? No, there's no reason to think he would have said the name any different than normal. But he must have run out of energy before he could say any more.
So Hifumi was trying to tell us the last name of whoever killed him?
But the name he said doesn't apply to anyone here.
Well, no. Hold on. There's one person it could apply to. And that's Celeste. She never actually told us what her real name is.
Here it comes.
What did you just say? To think you take your false accusation so far, I don't know whether to laugh or spit! Come on! Enough with your idiotic blather! Yasuhiro is a loser's name! Do I look like a loser to you? Well, do I? What? I think
No, I didn't. Okay. Oh, and then it skipped that line.
Okay, then fill us in. What's your real name?
Make sure your ear holes are wide open and listen up!
That's a good sound. That's a good sound file. I have that one installed. I mean, not installed, downloaded.
My real name is Celestia Ludenberg. Could you please stop making me repeat myself over and over again?
Celeste still won't give up. So then, I have to do something to make her accept it.
Hifumi was trying to tell us something.
Hero's message is... Okay.
If there's one person
Yeah, she
here
is
who might
angry.
have that last name,
It would have to be you, Celeste. You haven't told anyone what your real name is.
how many times do I have to tell you? My name is...
Wait.
Celestia Ludenberg, god damn it!
That's
How long
like
do you
my
plan to
favorite
go on
line.
pretending?
I'm not
In the
pretending.
whole game.
It's the truth. And since you have no way to contradict me,
Oh,
that's the only truth there is! Moron!
there any way to make her face the truth?
Hifumi was trying to tell us something. He wanted us to know the killer's last name, Yasuhiro.
If there's one person here who might have that last name,
It would have to be you, Celeste. You haven't told anyone what your real name is.
How many times do I have to tell you? My name is...
Celestia Ludenberg, god damn it!
How long do you plan to go on pretending?
I'm not pretending. It's the truth. And since you have no way to contradict me...
No, that's wrong. That's it. The handbook.
I like this game. It makes me feel smarter than I am.
What?
Anytime you turn your handbook on, it shows the owner's name when it boots up, right? Monokuma told us all about it before.
This was a long time ago, so I'm gonna read it. This handbook is absolutely vital to a healthy school life, so don't lose it. When you start it up, it will display your name. Always make sure you have the right one. Now, this is not your everyday notebook. It has so many more uses than that.
So all we have to do is check her handbook, and that'll clear up everything. That's how we can find out Celeste's real name.
That's an invasion of privacy. I refuse to cooperate.
Celeste, can you please just tell us what really happened? Please, just tell us.
Even when I'm put in check, it's just my nature not to give up.
But that's a bad analogy, because if you're put in check, you can't do anything but move out of check or lose. That's just how it works.
Because until the game's over, you never know what might happen.
Fine then. Let me settle it. Let me go over the case again, from the beginning, and shed light on all your crimes. And that'll bring everything to an end.
I'm not getting an A on this. I think it's like gonna be B at best. Okay. Wait. Oh, okay. That goes there. Oh, wait. What time is that? That's 1? And then... was that Justice Hammer 4? I forget. Yeah, it was 4, okay. And then Justice Hammer 2. Oh, Justice Hammer 3. Cart. And then... Yeah, I think I have it right.
What happened? Before anything, the killer persuaded someone to help carry out the murder. And that person was... Hifumi. With an accomplice, the killer was able to execute a number of otherwise impossible schemes.
I think I got it all right in one try for once.
First, they convinced someone to meet them in the rec room last night at 1 in the morning. That someone they met with was Hiro. The murderous duo intended to pass Hiro off as the prime suspect. So when they met up with him, they drugged him, knocked him out, and stuffed him into the Robo-Justice suit. Next, Hifumi positioned himself to make it look like Robo-Justice was attacking him, while the killer used a digital camera to take pictures of the assault. They did all this just to create evidence that would put the suspicion on Hiro. When they were done with him, they shoved him, still unconscious, into the pool room locker. And then finally, at 6 a.m., they moved into the murder phase of their plan. They called Taka to the equipment room. And that's where Hifumi killed him, making
So,
it the
what do you
scene
think
of
of
the
this
first
case?
murder. The murder weapon was Justice Hammer 4, which was left there in the equipment room. The reason Hammer number 4 was used was to create confusion about the order of the crimes. So, next they falsified 2 more assault incidents. For these attacks, the killers pretended to be the victims, to solidify Robo-Justice as the suspect. The first fake incident was the attack in the rec room.
It is.
There, the killers wanted us to see Justice Hammer 1 and the Robo-Justice pictures they'd taken. They wanted to make sure we bought the surprise attack story.
Was your guess for who it was correct?
The second fake incident was the attack in the library. This time, they planted Justice Hammer 2 and an injured Hifumi to sell us that story. With these 2 incidents, the killers were able to create a certain preconception in our minds.
Okay.
That the suspect was increasing the size of the hammers and attacking people in order as they did. We fell right into their trap and started looking for the suspect based on that. But while we did that, we left Hifumi alone in the nurse's office. This was exactly what Hifumi was hoping for. He took a blood packet from the refrigerator and Justice Hammer 3 and turned the room into a crime scene in which he himself had apparently been brutally murdered. He let out a scream to draw us back, and when we returned, that's what we found. Meanwhile, the other group that had been out searching found Taka's body at the same time. So when we heard the body discovery
Oh,
announcement,
okay. Now I
we
remember what
naturally
the
assumed
next
it was for
case
Hifumi.
is.
We left the nurse's office, and Hifumi once
I had
again took
forgotten what it
advantage of
was.
the situation. He simply got up and made his escape. When we learned his body had disappeared, we all rushed back to the nurse's office. And once again, Hifumi had the chance he was waiting for. This time, he snuck into the equipment room. He wrapped Taka's body in a tarp and used the dolly to move it all the way down to the repository. That explains how each of the bodies disappeared. But even Hifumi didn't know what the true killer had in mind for their final act. Their plan all along was to kill Hifumi and get rid of the one person who could betray them. And they did it using an ordinary, everyday hammer from the repository. That should cover everything that happened in this case. And the villain behind it all is... Celeste! Sorry, you lose.
I lost? I lost? When was the last time I was forced to utter such words? They hang heavy around my neck.
Then you admit it? You're the killer?
Listen to you, trying to take charge, as if you're my private instructor. I, Celestia Ludenberg. Actually, no. Taiko Yasuhiro is fine.
Taiko?
So, you finally accepted it.
I'm the kind of person, once I've lost, I don't like things to drag on.
Interesting.
Oh, I got an A still. I mean, I expected that totally.
Okay, Monokuma. I'm ready to begin. Or, no. I suppose this is the end, isn't it?
It is indeed the moment we've all been waiting for. Time to vote, okay? Okay. If you would, please locate your lever and cast your vote.
I mean, she killed her simp. I don't know how Dylan's gonna feel about this.
And when the votes are tallied, who will become the Blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
It's basically a formality at this point, but once again, you're totally correct. The Blackened this time, the true killer who devised the whole stinking scheme, was... Celestia Ludenberg. I can't read, oh my goodness. Or more precisely, Taiko Yasuhiro.
Honestly.
I don't know if I should still do the Celeste voice or do her, like, not acting voice. I lost. Well, that sucks. I guess trying to work with someone else was a mistake after all. Hifumi's ineptitude was beyond all my calculation.
I knew it.
So you really did approach Hifumi with this plan. But how did you get him to agree? I can't imagine he would happily agree to commit murder. I'm sure she relied on her specialty, lying. My specialty? Don't make me laugh. I didn't have to lie to get him to agree.
So then,
Then did you use, you know... Oh wait, no, they mean alter ego. I was like, oh... Because I forgot about alter ego for a second. I mean, to be fair, they said, you know, and I didn't think that Monokuma was in the room. So I was like, oh, okay, you know. If they meant alter ego, they would just say alter ego, but no, Monokuma's here, it makes sense. Now I feel kind of dumb. I knew you'd figure it out, Kyoko. You're absolutely right. To get Hifumi to act as my accomplice,
Indeed.
I used her. For everyone who's still left, I'll avoid mentioning it by name, but It was the one thing Hifumi and Taka were both super into. Does she mean... Is she talking about alter ego?
Say what?
What? What? What are you talking about?
Just a second.
Don't interrupt. Don't interrupt. We're in the middle of a very important conversation here. I'm totally out of the loop, as usual. How sad.
In other words,
My Kyoko voice and Taiko voice are too similar, but I forgot that she, like, changes her voice at the end. So I didn't think I'd have to voice act it. And you're the one that stole it?
Indeed.
That's right.
I see.
And you used it to drag Hifumi into the plan you'd come up with. Right again. Last night, after we had our meeting about how it had disappeared, I paid Hifumi a little visit. Oh, wait, he has... Okay, this will make no sense to you, but it's not really a spoiler, so I'm gonna say it anyway. He has Usami's bow and outfit in the background. Or wait, Or does that belong to the anime character? It looks a lot like what Usami wears. But maybe it's both? I don't know. Because I don't think Usami had the bow. I don't know. Anyway, it looks very similar to a character.
Actually,
I was hoping I could talk to you. Alone. It is about what was stolen. I know who did it.
What?
are you okay with
It was
this?
Taka. He stole it.
So then,
And I have proof. Would you like to see it? As it turned out, I found a use for the digital camera. I'd taken you-know-what to Taka's room earlier, and took pictures of it there. I deleted the picture as soon as I showed it to Hifumi, of course.
Damnation!
So it was him. But how did he do it? She was supposed to yell if either of us got close to her. You are correct. Which is why... Oh, I forgot about this part. Oh. Which is why Taka forced me to steal it.
Say what?
as for me,
Please forgive me. He threatened me.
Oh,
He did?
as for me,
He came to my room last night unannounced, and then... It's hard for me to even say.
what?
Yeah. Wait, only like 70%? So, I had no choice.
Damnation!
That's a crime. Hifumi. Of course it's a crime. An absolute crime. I knew he'd gone a little crazy, but... Hifumi, are you stupid? He's the ultimate moral compass. And... he, like, combined his personality with Mondo. And Mondo, like, half of his personality is not disrespecting women. Or not half, but, like, a third of it. So, like...
Say what?
I think Hifumi's an idiot. In this situation, I think Taka's the only one who didn't deserve to die. That's all I'm saying. Because Hifumi was tricked, but he was an idiot. And also, I don't like him. And he's a simp, so I mean, come on. I never imagined he would would go that far. It was amazing how completely he bought it. I can't express how enjoyable that was. I'm about to say something I've never said before in my life.
Completely unforgivable!
Taka did deserve better. I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna... hecking. Kill him.
Most unfortunate.
We can't have Hifumi swearing. I mean, come on, he's dead. Wait, please. If you go now, you will be playing right into his hands.
Actually,
Taka is planning to use her to escape. And he has made you his target.
What?
Escape? You don't mean... Taka is going to try and kill you.
indeed.
And also he can keep her to himself.
This completely unforgivable!
Honestly,
Can we allow him to continue with these barbaric acts? Absolutely not. How could I? She...
I swear!
I have to save her!
actually,
Then, would you like to join with me? It just so happens I've come up with a plan. I have devised a way to reclaim what he has stolen and escape this dreadful school. And with that, it is complete. Huh? What are you talking about? Oh, nothing. Hifumi agreed without a second thought. The effect that item had on him was remarkable. The power of love. Even a love as twisted as that can still drive people mad, it would seem. You disgust me.
I see.
I have another question for you. Was that strange costume Hifumi's creation?
indeed.
Yeah, it was a real pain in the butt, too. All I asked him to do was make something to hide his face and general body size. I had no idea he'd make something like that. But it's my fault for picking him in the first place.
But
So, why'd you decide to make me the suspect? Because you're stupid. That's it?
Let's see.
And in that regard, I made the right choice. I'm so glad your stupidity surpassed my every expectation. Life must have been tough on your parents, though. Okay, that's kind of funny because his mom thinks he's an actual genius. And his mom isn't stupid either. She just thinks he's really smart. I feel like I could cry.
Well,
But when you were explaining your plan to Hifumi, how did you explain the part about him playing dead? What she's asking is, what was Hifumi supposed to do after that, assuming you actually let him live?
Are you okay with this?
That's simple. After he did his part and pretended to be dead, once someone showed up, I told him to say he'd been seriously wounded. He was on the verge of death, but he barely held on. And he really believed that? Well, of course. That wasn't all there was to it. As I explained to Fumi, the plan was, while you were all questioning him about what had happened to him, I was going to murder someone else. At that point, Hifumi would have an alibi, so nobody could doubt him. I told him that, and he believed it. It all seems very straightforward, stereotypical. I just matched the lie to the level of the opponent. In fact, Hifumi ate it up. He believed the lie wholeheartedly, right up until the moment of his death.
so in the end,
So you had planned to kill him all along? But of course. there would have been no point in my plan if the one who pretended to be dead did not end up dead himself.
What the heck?
How can human life mean so little to you?
Well,
That's a non-issue. I simply did everything in my power to win. I mean, she did say that most people are D rank to her, and very few people are C rank. And if you're F rank, she kills you. So I mean... I can see Hifumi being an F rank in her eyes. Sense.
Don't be mean!
Now you sound like Byakuya.
I wonder about
No,
that.
he derives his pleasure from the thrill of the hunt. Oh, I turned on auto for a second. That could have been bad. In that aspect, we are nothing alike.
Why?
Then, what made you take things this... What made you take things this far?
What the heck?
Was it really just for money?
Hmm.
Are you talking about the $10 million Monokuma offered us? That is a lot of money. It's true. That is true. He can't make good tea. Or, we don't know. He might make great tea, but he can't make good milk tea. And that's where the problem is. But that's not all there is to it. From the moment our new life here began, my only thought has been escape. But all along you've been saying how we have to accept living here.
You little bitch!
Celeste, come on, don't insult him. Obviously that was a lie.
Hey!
I couldn't take it. I hated it from day one. More than anyone else in here.
You little
I wanted to
bitch.
get out. Every day was fresh torture. And do you want to know why? Huh?
This is fine.
Because I had a dream. And accepting a life here would have meant nothing less than giving up on my dream forever.
Honestly.
Because I had a dream. Elfin Todoro begins playing. And there was no way that I could ever do that. Oh yeah, her dream is... in the underground world of gambling. I have risked my life to make a metaphorical killing.
As for me,
And it was all for that dream. And what was this dream of yours?
isn't it
To
wonderful?
live in a European castle. Castle? Yeah. Celeste's dream the whole time is to live in a castle and have a reverse harem. And to gather handsome men from all over the world to serve as my butlers/bodyguards. I was going to make them dress up like vampires and satisfy my every need. Oh! Celeste, is that why you had a coffin? What? I'm just gonna ignore that. Okay. Is that why you had a coffin? Were you gonna, like, just shove Hifumi into the coffin and hope that he turns into a handsome vampire instead of Hifumi? Once I obtained that, I would have created a perfectly aesthetic world of decadence.
This is fine.
Living the rest of my life there was my only dream, my only goal. That's what life is all about. Combined with my own winnings, Monokuma's $10 million would have made that dream a reality. I got right to the edge, but
There is nothing to be done.
unfortunately, my dream has been scattered in the wind. Still, I don't have any regrets. I pursued my dream to the very end. So why would I? But Celeste... if you became a gambler for that dream alone, and also apparently, like, beat millionaires in, like, Russian roulette and stuff. I'm pretty sure you would have enough money for that dream. Also, why is that your dream? Do you have any explanation?
Just the worst.
You sound so passionate, but you were really able to kill your own friends for it?
Oh,
Are you asking me to feel guilty? That's a pointless endeavor. I think nothing of sacrificing others for my own ends. I feel nothing.
do you understand?
That's all there is to me. That's what makes me complete. Isn't it terrifying how different our values are? There's simply no room for understanding.
What is this?
That's what we should be saying. And plus, how can you be so calm? Don't you realize you're about to die? Why aren't you scared? My ability to lie is unrivaled, and I take pride in that. It's not just other people. I can even fool my own emotions. The conscious deceives the unconscious. And that's why you're not scared?
Yes, indeed.
That's right. I don't fear death. Kill me however you like. But you know, if I could be reincarnated, if I had a choice, then
Isn't it wonderful?
I think I would like to come back as Marie Antoinette. I'm pretty sure she's dead.
Hey,
You just get executed again. Yeah. Good point, hero. Celeste smiled, then... Oh, I didn't mean to push that button. And when she did, it looked to me like a poor effort to force it. She claimed she could fool her own feelings, but that statement itself must have been her final lie. And that weak, fake smile is what betrayed her. You all done? Okay, then let's get rolling. The Blackened disturbed the peace and must pay the price.
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment.
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment for her, the ultimate gambler.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time.
I need to download the Let's Give It Everything We've Got, It's Punishment Time soundbite.
I guess I'll let Kyoko hold on to this. What? Will it really give you the hope you're looking for? I can't say I ever saw it that way. Which is why... Actually, it's not important. Well then, take care, everyone. Perhaps we'll meet again, in another life.
Here comes the execution. Oh no, that's not it. The execution music hasn't even started yet. I don't... Okay. I've laughed at a few executions in this game. And that's one of them. And then there's one execution in this game at, like, the end, which I was just happy about. It's over. The third execution is over. Celeste's death is over. I mean, to be fair, though, that wasn't the worst it possibly could have been. He could have just left her to burn alive, which probably would have been more painful than getting hit with a fire truck. Or at least, it would have been more spread out. And, I don't know. Celeste's death is over. Celeste killed my friends, so I can't pity her, but I also can't deny that at one point, I considered her a friend too. And for him to just come along and... Isn't it just awful? Yeah. Someone couldn't cut free of their regrets from the outside world, and so more people had to die.
Extreme!
You guys are still young! You need to place more value on your lives.
What are you gonna do?
Jeez. And here I was... Oh, and here I thought you guys were gonna pass on the torch of hope to the next generation.
Let me out of
What do I
here!
care about hope? I'll throw it in the trash if you just let me out of here.
Too bad.
You're all the embodiment of hope, whether you like it or not. And it's my destiny to knock you down one by one. It's sad, yes it is, but that reality just can't be avoided. Don't talk like you're not responsible. How long are you gonna make us keep going through this? What do you want from us?
How strange.
I'm so sick of people asking me that. Give it a rest already. So, anyway, Kyoko, did I see you get some kind of key-type object from Celeste?
Hey!
So, what's the deal with that?
What?
Huh? What's the matter?
So then,
I'll answer your question if you answer mine.
you...
What did you do? What did you do to me?
Ooh.
I already... This would be perfectly fine if there wasn't this sprite for Monokuma. What?
Hey,
Answer me. Freezing, Kyoko. Like, it's clearly not a joke or anything, because it's playing New World Order, which only plays when something serious happens. But, like, answer me. What did you do to my body?
Ooh. How exciting.
Monokuma, you're not helping. Oh man, oh geez, oh man, oh geez. What do you mean, what did I do? I have no idea. I don't know anything about it. What was that just now? The mastermind did something to Kyoko's body? What does that mean?
Hell.
Okay, things are getting kinda awkward. I think it's about time I got out of here.
Well,
Meanwhile, you guys can go on enjoying your school life. If you get lonely, give me a shout. Not that I'll do anything about it, of course.
see ya later.
Monokuma disappeared, leaving us all depressed and in despair. Although, it wasn't all despair. There was one small hope. Hey Kyoko, Monokuma already mentioned it, but what's that key that Celeste gave you?
so...
Most likely, it's the key to one of the dressing room lockers.
Huh?
What? Then that means... Celeste probably hid it in there.
Hey.
I can't do my Byakuya voice. I suppose something as easy as to miss It's easiest to miss what's right beneath your nose. Well then, we'd better go check.
Indeed.
Good idea. We left the courtroom and rushed to the dressing room. As we approached the dressing room, Kyoko looked back at us and said,
Hey,
I'm going to go on alone from here. Everyone else head to the dining hall. I'll check in with you later.
What?
What exactly are you doing alone?
so...
Do you even have to ask? As she spoke, she glanced quickly at the surveillance camera.
Come on.
That's not what I meant. Why you? There's still the risk of a spy, you know. Then I'll go too.
What?
You. Please, let me go. Standing here arguing is just going to draw more attention to us.
Goodbye.
Do whatever you want. Thank you, Byakuya. I can't read.
Well then.
I need water. Then it's up to you now.
Yo!
I'm gonna go to the dining hall. Okay? Huh? It's not like that, Hina. Come on. So Makoto and Kyoko are gonna go together? Does that mean what I think it means?
Okay.
Good luck, Makoto. Girls like her are total pushovers when you show a little backbone. I tried to forget what Hina said. Everyone headed to the dining hall, leaving me and Kyoko there alone.
Shall we go?
Well, shall we? Yeah.
So then,
We need to get into that locker. Kyoko took the key Celeste had given her and unlocked the locker. As the locker swung open, we saw...
You're really cool.
Good morning. It's been a while, hasn't it? It's safe. Thank goodness. I never heard Kyoko so relieved. It was like she was speaking from the bottom of her heart. I did just what Celeste asked. I didn't say a word. I stayed quiet the entire time.
So,
Oh, and I think I might be able to open the last set of files soon. Maybe as early as tomorrow. I'm doing my best, so please wait just a while longer. So, now we can officially say the case is closed. As far as this incident is concerned, sure, but can we take a second, since we have the opportunity? I want you to be honest with me. Kyoko, please tell me. What are you trying to do all on your own here at school? Is that why you wanted to come here with me?
however,
Regardless, that's not something you need to know right now. I don't need to know? That just makes me even more worried.
what?
Worried. Like what happened during the investigation this time. You disappeared and we didn't see you again. Without warning, without explanation. When you do that,
Indeed.
it's only natural that they think I'm the mastermind spy, right? And you too. No. I believe in you.
What?
You believe in me? Isn't it obvious? People believe in their friends, right? That's why I want you to tell me. I want you to believe in me too. Because we're friends. I understand.
It's true.
Then maybe I can believe in you just a little bit more. Then
That's fine.
fine. I'll tell you. I'll tell you why I've been disappearing and where I've been going. You see, what I heard from Kyoko then was, well, frankly, it kind of blew my mind. Right after I'd told Kyoko I believe in her, She told me a story that was, well, almost unbelievable. I decided I had to confirm what she told me with my own two eyes, so I waited for nighttime to come, and when it did, I went into action.
Correct.
The boys' bathroom on the second floor doesn't have a surveillance camera or monitor in it. And in the storage closet there, way in the back, she said it was way in the back of the boys' bathroom storage closet, but... Okay. Makoto, that's what you're worried about. Why does she know? Okay, you know what? Could Kyoko really be right about this? Why? Why is? No, this is the first floor, right? Why does she know? Oh, no, this is second. Okay. Why does she know about the boys' bathroom on the second floor? That's my question. It's just a normal storage closet as far as I can tell. The secret Kyoko told me about. Could it really be hidden here? She said it was in the way back of the storage closet. But I mean, seriously? Without thinking, I placed my hand on the back of the storage closet. And suddenly, as if I were being yanked in, at the same time as I heard that sound, I fell through the wall. I had no idea what was going on. I had fallen through the back of the storage closet. Huh? Turned out, the back wall was like a revolving door, and I'd made my way to the other side. Just like Kyoko had said.
Correct.
Ah. Secret room. I need water. I'm dying. So this is the secret room. But what's in here? Okay. Desk. It's just a normal desk with normal drawers. There's a bunch of files and what looks like volume after volume of yearbooks. They're all covered in dust. Looking at everything, one file at the edge of the bookshelf caught my eye. Hope's Peak Academy Student Registry. This is the only thing in here not covered in dust. Has someone been looking at it recently? I slipped the file into my hand. Before I had a chance to take a look at it, a slip of paper fell out of the file, and I turned my attention to it. What's this? You must not leave. That's kind of weird. I could understand if it said, like, I can't leave, but you must not leave? What is this? My head feels funny. This strange sensation. It's like deja vu. Those words, you must not leave. I've seen them somewhere before, but can't quite remember. What do I know? What don't I know? I... A strange sound rang out through my head. It felt like it was shaking my brain back and forth. And then darkness. I don't understand what's happening. I don't know what started it. It's all over. And with that, I opened my eyes. I didn't know how long it had been. Ow. Apparently something hit me and I lost consciousness. That's all I understood. The dull, throbbing pain in my head proved that much at least. An empty bookshelf. Huh? Empty. Gone. It's all gone. The yearbooks, the student registry, and even the note that had fallen to the floor. It's all gone? What does this mean? But my brain refused to do any more work. The insistent pain in my head began to spread across the rest of my body. For now, I should go back to my room, get some rest. My body was heavy with pain, my mind heavy with thought. I dragged myself back toward my room. Somehow I made it back to the first floor of the school. The further I walked, the more I felt. Things were getting blurry. Can't see in front of me. Couldn't stop myself from collapsing right there. And after that... As if from the vast distance I heard a sound. It was faint but undeniable. That sound is coming from the gym? Oh, I remember this. As I desperately hauled my shaky frame toward the gym, the sound got stronger and stronger. What's going on? It can't be nothing. Here, in the gym? I didn't make a sound as I opened the door to the gym. The sounds coming from inside, meanwhile, only intensified that much more. Before me there raged a battle beyond anything humanly possible. No, one side's not human, that's for sure, but regardless, I couldn't stop staring. I forgot to move, or even breathe. That's unhealthy, Makoto.
Why, you? What do you think you're doing? I asked you a question. What's the meaning of this? How dare you defy me? This wasn't part of the deal!
The deal?
I've made a decision. I will no longer retreat, no longer compromise, no longer regret. I've made my decision. I'm going to resist you.
Okay, but you do realize what will happen if you go through with this, right? You haven't forgotten, have you? What I'm holding hostage?
What am I looking at? What am I hearing? A hostage? Then could it be? The mastermind spy is... Hey, we got Super Robo Justice. That was worth it. Leon killed Sayaka. Monokuma I can't read. Killed Junko. Then Leon got executed. Then Mondo killed Chihiro. Then Mondo got and then he got executed. Hifumi killed Taka, then Celeste killed Hifumi. And then she got executed. And that brings us up to now. This music does not fit the tone. The next morning, in the dining hall, the day after Celeste's case. So now there's only 5 of us here. Only a third of the people we started with.
Indeed.
Loneliness has become commonplace. That's true. Still, What did I see yesterday? I don't understand. Sakura is the mastermind spy? Can that really be true? Makoto, are you okay? No, I'm fine. Can't bring it up in front of the others. If I did that, it would just confuse everyone that much more.
Okay.
Okay, in that case, let's eat till we pass out.
Huh?
What do you mean in that case?
'Cause, I mean...
Well, 'cause... Look how scary everyone looks. It's gotta be 'cause you're all fighting on empty stomachs, right? If you fill your belly, I'm sure you'll all cheer up. So let's eat.
Okay.
Let's fry up some fish and donuts and eat till we can't stand up.
What?
That's like a deep impact style meteor impact and extinction level event combination of foods.
Huh?
What? Those are both breakfast time top sellers. What did she say? Fish and donuts. Still, the till we can't stand up part is a problem. After we're done, we need to go explore.
I see.
That's right. Since the class trial is over, new areas should have opened up.
It's true.
Plus, you still have alter ego. You don't have to give in to despair just yet. She's right. We have to plan ahead and think about the future.
You got it.
Yeah. Think happy thoughts, not deathly thoughts.
You know?
Like we're gonna get out of here, right?
You're serious.
When this is all over, I think I want to get reborn for serious. And I mean, reborn as someone serious.
Well...
Hey, are you okay? That sounds like something someone who's gonna die would say. I'm totally okay. I'm not gonna die. Why? Because there aren't... Hero, don't say it. Come on. Because there aren't gonna be any more murders. Huh? What makes you so sure?
According to the spirits...
I predicted it last night. Since it revealed itself to me from the ether, there's no doubt about it.
However...
How accurate is your fortune telling anyway?
How about that?
I can usually hit 20 or 30% on a good day. That seems really low.
It's not like some occult mystery.
Well, yeah, it's not like it's ESP or whatever. Of course I'm only gonna get it right sometimes.
The occult is bullcrap!
I told you, my fortune telling isn't like some occult thing.
So,
Wait. Is his dislikes the occult? Oh, I can't see it. I'm pretty sure his dislike is the occult. Does it? Okay, it doesn't show what it is. I think his dislike is just the occult, which is really funny to me since he's a fortune teller. Fortune telling isn't occult?
You got it all wrong!
Of course not. Clairvoyance is clairvoyance. Don't put it in the same category as cattle mutilation. Cattle... what?
So...
He's referring to the urban legend where aliens abduct cows and dissect them as part of their research.
Actually...
No, you're calling it an urban legend? As a matter of fact, it's true. As a matter of fact, it happened to me. It all happened one day when I went to go get a hamburger. It was a place I'd never been before. They claimed their patties were 100% all beef. So I got a burger to go and headed home.
But...
And before long,
the end is nigh!
the sky was filled with a mysterious blinding light.
Some crazy beam came out of nowhere and locked onto my hamburger. And as soon as the beam touched it, the burger started floating in midair.
This can't be false. he has proof. He's telling us. That's proof.
And then, still floating there, the entire burger started coming apart. One part of it just vanished, while the rest fell back into my hand. Do you realize what that means? It means the burger wasn't 100% beef. It must have had some pork or something mixed in. Something like 70% pork and 30% beef would be my guess. You can't trick me.
So I stormed back into the burger place and got it up in the manager's grill, and they totally admitted it. It wasn't 100% beef. They totally mixed in ground pork with it.
How about that?
Now, do you see? That is cattle mutilation. I kinda got lost halfway through. I can't tell if you're for the occult or against it. You stink of stupidity.
Don't be mean!
I stink of... How dare you? Well, you do stink, though. That's fine. That's fine? Anyway... I hope your prediction turns out to be true. Well, at the very least, I won't murder anyone.
Yeah.
Me either. I mean, I would never.
Of course.
Me either.
Indeed.
Nor I. That goes for me too, of course. I could never kill any of my friends. Felt like those words of encouragement were helping us come together as one. After so much sacrifice and hardship, we finally become united. But,
Well,
to be honest, I wish Byakuya and Toko were here for this too. But they're so hard to deal with. They only think about themselves. Yeah, we're better off without them, I say. That was enough to prove. We were united for the time being, but within that bond hid weakness and fragility. We began our search as soon as we finished our breakfast in the dining hall. We had to find out what had opened up, what was waiting for us. Yeah, that's nice and all, but like... The Mono machine, though. Okay. I don't even know who to hang out with in free time now. Because I want to hang out with Kyoko, but I have a feeling that you're gonna be like, nah. Literally anyone else. Even though Kyoko's is the least straining on my voice. Except Makoto, because that's just my voice. Oh, another katana. More coffee. Who should I start hanging out with next? What is that? Oh, a doll for Celeste, who is dead. I still don't know what that is. I don't know who that would be for. Oh boy. More rations. And armor. Let's spend a lot of coins at once. 55. I already have one of those, but okay. Multiple of those. I have one of those. I have like 4 of those. Okay. So now we have a lot of presents. A lot. Emperor's Thong. Oh, I know who this is for. The Emperor's Thong is for, Byakuya. So now we have access to the 4th floor of Hope's Peak Academy. Maybe this time we'll find some kind of clue. No, this time I have to find it. data center. And what's behind the door is total mystery. Well, is this the class that I think it is? No. What does this say? One day I saw Monokuma in class. Okay. I don't get what this is, but okay. And then another classroom. What's in here? What's on? Come on. Hello, I'm Monokuma from the school score. I'm very kind. Gather up your coins and come play with me, or I might die of loneliness. Oh wait, maybe it's a school store, and I'm just really blind. This floor is huge. I forgot how big this room was. I mean, this floor was. This is the music room. Hardly even a classroom. It's more like an actual concert hall. Is this a grand piano? It seems really old. I bet it's worth a lot of money. Of course, without someone around who can play it, it's totally useless. Hey! 3 mono coins.
Hey,
You know, you haven't told me what you think yet. What I think
so...
about the secret room in the boys' bathroom. Well, I did find the secret room, but as soon as I started looking around, I was attacked.
What?
Attacked? By who? Well, they came from behind, and I didn't have any time to react, so I didn't see who it was. When I came to, the mountains of files and documents were all gone. I'm sorry. I know how important those were.
That's fine.
It's okay. I already saw what I needed to in there. And I half suspected the mastermind might come after you. What?
Because...
When I discovered the room, the mastermind must have seen me on the surveillance camera in the hallway. They must have seen me go into the boys' bathroom and not come out again. Still, I wanted you to go and see it. I wanted you to see how I wanted to see how the mastermind would react. Essentially, I wanted to find out if the mastermind actually knew about that room.
It would seem...
But to attack you and steal everything in the room. That must mean there was some unknown clue in there that could reveal the mastermind's identity. Then, you knew I was gonna get attacked?
That doesn't matter.
You can handle that kind of thing though, right? After all, you're a boy. That's not a good argument. What does she think a boy is? Fine, I understand. Well, let me ask you something else. Do you know about the note that was left in there? The note that said you must not leave?
Just a second.
Well, we shouldn't talk about that. Not here. Kyoko stole a quick glance at the surveillance camera.
So...
I'm looking into it. If I find out anything, I'll let you know.
Listen to me.
Is that okay? She made it sound like she was asking, but it was clear I wouldn't have any say in the matter.
So then...
So, now it's your turn. Let's hear your secret. Huh? Did you think I wouldn't notice? You're hiding something.
Am I wrong?
That's...
What?
What's the matter? If you're worried about the camera, why not just write it down? Well...
Hey.
We're friends, so you should be able to trust me. Isn't that what you said before? You're right that there shouldn't be any secrets between friends, but there's nothing worse than expressing doubt about your friend when you don't have evidence for it. I'm gonna tell her. I haven't found conclusive evidence yet. If I talk about it now, it could just make things that much worse. Come on! Friends shouldn't keep secrets, but there's nothing worse than expressing doubt about your friend. Come on. Sorry. I can't tell you. Not yet. Makoto, Kyoko is gonna murder you.
Correct.
So, that's your answer.
However,
But do you think that's fair? You were happy to hear what I had to say, but now you're unwilling to share. I'm sorry, I really am.
that's fine.
It's fine.
Goodbye.
With those as her parting words, Kyoko left me standing there alone. I think I made her mad. Nah, you totally didn't, Makoto. Well, she's had a reason for being secretive, though. Which I can't say, but she has had a reason. Nameplate on the door says Headmaster's Room. Headmaster's Room. There must be something worthwhile in there. Huh? The door's locked. This is the office. But of course, there's no hint of any teachers that we'd normally be able to rely on. Huh? There's a picture on the floor. This picture. What? Celeste, Hifumi, and Sayaka? The smiling... I don't think they're all smiling. Celeste looks very angry. The smiling faces of 3 people who are dead now. A classroom without metal plates over the windows. It's exactly the same. It's just like that picture I saw before. There's no way this isn't important somehow. They're smiling the way you'd expect any normal teenager to smile. Again, Makoto, Celeste is not smiling, she's very angry. Just a normal group of high schoolers living a normal high school life. I can't possibly believe they were able to smile like that in a world of despair like this. So does that mean this picture was taken before they ever came to Hope's Peak? Which would mean everyone in the picture knew each other before they got here? Including Sayaka? No. There's no way. Monokuma did it. It must be fake. You're fake! Monokuma popped out of nowhere and snatched the picture from my hand. A forgery plot? What are you, a middle schooler? You think the moon landing was fake too? Come on! Then you're saying this picture is real?
Hey,
If there were such a thing as a Nobel Truth Prize, I'd take it first, second, and fourth place.
too bad.
Actually, that's probably not true. I asked you a question. Is this picture real, or is it a fake? Oh, Makoto. You're so eager to split things in half, aren't you?
Hey,
But it's no use. It's just no use. If you try to split something that can't be split, you'll end up feeling like you're the one being split.
It's true.
The picture is real. No more, no less. Without another word, Monokuma disappeared. So the picture is real? It's really real. If that's true, if that's the case. Yeah. Yeah, normal high schoolers, and also Celeste. Inside the room, the smell of medicine was oppressive. So this is... This is the chem lab. I hope inhaling all this stuff doesn't do permanent damage. a remarkably big shelf, and it's stocked with all kinds of medicine.
That's right.
Listen, Makoto, listen! Just take a deep breath and calm down and listen to me! Okay, Hina, just chill out. There's all kinds of stuff we didn't have before. Vitamins, minerals, amino acids, creatine.
Okay.
And what? They even have protein... Proteinzyme X? What's that? A high-quality protein drink. It's nothing like that cheap swill in the warehouse. It's connoisseur level. Oh. Yeah? This is amazing. It's a gold mine. My prayers have finally been answered. Time to load up some more prayers then. Gold mine, huh? I've already taken a good look at things around here. There's a lot to think about, but for now I should head back to the dining hall and talk to the others. Not long after I got to the dining hall, the others began to trickle in. And after a few minutes... So, this is everyone?
Well then.
Okay, let's discuss what we all discovered. Yeah, good idea. Kyoko? She's ignoring me.
So,
Hey, Makoto. Does Kyoko seem upset at you? Or
That's
upset
right.
at you? She is, isn't she? She's totally mad. Yeah, it looks like it.
what's your deal?
I bet it's your fault, isn't it? You must have done something to her. This is bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a big shelf in the chem lab on the 4th floor. It had all kinds of chemicals and stuff.
Okay.
And there was an all-star cast of nutrient additives and supplements. You should at least go take a peek. I highly recommend it. I think you and Ogre are probably the only ones interested in stuff like that. Oh, but it's not all good stuff, though. There's medicine and health stuff, but on top of that, there was also, a bunch of different poisons. Poison? They were all labeled clearly, though, so it would be hard to grab one by mistake.
It's true.
Still, we'd better make sure we're careful around there. And we probably shouldn't tell Byakuya or Toko about the poison, right?
Huh?
What do you mean? Well, just in case. You know what I'm trying to say. Just in case. Yeah, I think you're right.
However,
It's Byakuya. It won't be long before he's discovered it for himself. But to put something as dangerous as poison right out in the open, that's absolutely the work of the mastermind. I found a couple of rooms on the 4th floor, but they were locked. The data center and headmaster's room. The headmaster's room? That sounds like exactly the kind of place we'd find some clues. If we can somehow unlock the door and get inside.
But
Who cares about a stupid lock?
how about that?
It should be no problem for the world's strongest missing link to knock down one measly door. What was that? No, please, continue. Did you say... Monokuma, why? Did you say I've got the nicest butt on the block? The curviest hips in town? Is that what you said? Heck no, I didn't. Then what did you say? Cause I know you weren't talking about tearing down the door to the headmaster's room. Knocking down your headmaster's door? What kind of war on education are you trying to start here?
Your teacher had such faith in you.
That's my room, you know.
Me with betrayal?
It is now, anyway. And you're thinking of busting it down? You seriously don't want to tick me off. Do you have any idea how much bacteria lives on a single bear claw? No, I was just kidding. Please don't get mad. I'm not mad. Oh my. The face. It hurts. I'm having flashbacks to the few hours I played of Persona 3 before Persona 4 released on Steam. No! Stop! You're totally mad. I was hoping I wouldn't have to add a rule for this, but if you're gonna go around having those thoughts, I have no choice but to add to the school regulations. Seriously?
Too bad.
Breaking down a locked door is prohibited. There's a rule for you, you jerks. Is he gone? Man, was I scared for my life. I was sure he was gonna kill me. For serious.
Well,
But if he would go out of his way to make up a new rule like that, there's no doubt that something important must be hidden in the headmaster's room. But now that it's a rule, there's nothing we can do. Metal sheets had been attached to all the windows on the 4th floor. None of them budged an inch.
In other words,
Just like everywhere else. Escape from the 4th floor seems unlikely. That was to be expected, though. So, has everyone said what they need to say? I think so.
For serious?
But it looks like nobody found any clues at all, let alone a way out of here. I haven't been this depressed since my house burned. Since my house burned to the ground. Someone, do something to cheer me up. Can I say something?
How about that?
It's because my dad was smoking in bed. No, I have something I'd like to report. So you guys all remember, right? You remember when I found that picture up on the 3rd floor the other day?
perhaps.
You mean the one that showed Mondo, Chihiro, and Leon all together, right? Yeah, I remember. What about it? Well, I found another one. Another picture. Almost just like that one. Another one. But this time the picture was of Celeste, Hifumi, and Sayaka. Huh? And they were all smiling. And the classroom in the picture didn't have any metal covering the windows. So the picture of Mondo, Chihiro, and Leon wasn't the only one. Now you found one that had Celeste, Hifumi, and Sayaka? But how can that...
Conspiracy!
Monokuma must have faked it. But if the picture is real, then everyone who was in it... There would have to be some kind of hidden connection there, don't you think? Some deeper truth that we just don't understand.
What?
Can't be. It's a fake. Monokuma said it was real. I know we could just write it off as a lie, but...
so
Then you trust Monokuma's word over the people who have died?
because
That's what you're saying, isn't it? No, that's not it. I'm shocked. You told everyone how we should believe in our friends, but you refuse to do the same. That's not... What's going on, Kyoko? Why are you getting so emotional? I don't understand why she's so angry.
Hey, come on.
Come on, guys, stop fighting, or all your good luck is gonna float away. Anyway, Makoto, you're thinking about it too much. There's no way Monokuma didn't fake that picture.
Of course.
He's just trying to confuse us. You shouldn't listen to anything Monokuma has to say. You might be right, but still.
What?
It looks like you guys have stopped playing nice. Byakuya, you all have the same sunken look on your faces. You were all so ugly before. You shouldn't let them sink any lower. When I look at you, It makes me think of a frog sinking into a pile of manure.
You know?
Sorry.
Just a second.
Why are you apologizing?
What the heck?
Leave us alone. You're not a part of this.
That's right.
That's true enough. Your problems aren't mine. We are, and always will be, completely separate. So whatever's causing your faces to turn so ugly has absolutely nothing to do with me. And if I happen to discover a vital clue, it wouldn't concern you in the slightest. Huh? Did he finally just say something useful?
Hey,
Byakuya, what have you been up to?
That's fine.
I don't mind telling you. Perhaps forcing your lazy brains to get to work might do you some good.
Such ignorance.
I was in the bath. What else would you like to know? Today's lottery numbers? He was taking a bath. Is he saying he's been talking to Alter Ego? Did he tell him something?
it would seem...
Maybe we should all go take a bath. Ah, good idea. A mixed bath.
Okay.
A mixed bath. Alter Ego really did tell him something. I wonder what it could have been. If Toko was here, she would kill us. Oh. When I got to the dressing room, Toko was sitting alone on the bench, laptop in front of her. Toko, did you decide to come hear what Alter Ego has to say too?
What's your problem?
I already heard it with Master. You don't have to keep saying it. Anyway, so what are you doing right now? Shut up. Stop bothering me.
How about that?
Get out of the way. We have to talk to Alter Ego.
Well,
No, I made Master a promise. A promise? Master told me to wait here, so that's what I'm doing.
Huh?
What are you, his dog? If it's what Master wants, I'd do anything he asks. You just love being mistreated. Well, fine. If you really want me gone, by all means. Hey guys, what's going on? We'd like you to move. Sure thing. Just kneel before me and beg. First a mega masochist, now a super sadist. Toko. Seriously, I'm asking you nicely to let us use the laptop. Didn't you hear what I said? I told you to kneel and beg.
How about that?
Come on, Makoto. Give her the old 1-2 combo. 1, drop to your knees. 2, beseech. Why are you acting like you're not a part of this? I was as desperate as I felt. Finally, I did kneel down in front of her, and I said, "Please, I'm begging you. Will you please let us see the laptop, or let us use the laptop?"
I'm on fire!
Such an ultra miraculous feeling of happiness. All my pent up anger. Master. I can't. Her abusing me is evaporating. So even you realize it's abuse.
Hey,
That should be enough, right? Hurry up and let us talk to Alter Ego. Okay. Everyone, come closer. I already told Byakuya, but I was finally able to crack open all the files that were on this laptop. Sorry to have kept you all waiting.
correct.
Just what I thought.
I see.
Finally, the time has come.
I'm
I'm starting to get kind of nervous. I felt the same way. Resting on the keyboard, my hands had started to shake.
Just a second.
Move. The single word was like a sharpened blade. Wounded, I moved to let her take over.
So then,
Here we go. Kyoko began typing, the words appearing as fast as I could read them. Can you tell us what you found out?
Leave it to me.
Sure. I analyzed the files and extracted all the useful information I could. And one particularly important fact I discovered was that a certain plan had been put into effect here to isolate the students of Hope's Peak Academy and create a communal life for them. That was the stated goal of the plan. But it was meant to be more than just a normal school life. The students were intended to live out the rest of their lives here. That's...
I see.
It's exactly the situation we found ourselves in. It's quite unthinkable, isn't it? And what's more, the one who came up with this plan was none other than the administrators of Hope's Peak themselves. What? Wait, hold on. And the reason we've been imprisoned here, it wasn't the work of some psycho freak or criminal organization or whatever.
No way!
It was the school itself. That doesn't make any sense. Why would they do that?
just a second.
I don't think Alter Ego is finished. Perhaps we should hear the rest.
That's right.
It seems that the reason they devised this plan was because of what happened 1 year ago. This is how they described that event. Oh, I'm gonna have to read this term so many times in this game series. They said it was the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. What does that mean?
What?
Yeah, what kind of name is that for something?
You see,
Otherwise known as the tragedy, it was apparently some sort of devastating occurrence. Because of the tragedy,
well,
Hope's Peak Academy was forced to discontinue its role as a school and close down.
I see.
Things are finally starting to make sense. What this means is, 1 year ago, this tragedy took place. And whatever it was, it forced Hope's Peak to shut down. From there, they decided to use the school as a kind of staging ground.
That's right.
They planned to sequester the students here, where they would live out the rest of their lives.
so,
But why would the Hope's Peak administrators want to shut everyone in like that?
Hey,
And what could this tragic event have possibly been? In a flash, Kyoko had typed their questions into the computer, and the answer we got was, sorry, I don't know. If that information was ever on this computer, it's gone now. I'm totally useless. I'm sorry. And that's all he said.
What?
Then, is this really the end? We get halfway through the answer and that's it?
Indeed.
It would appear so. Disappointing. Oh, wait. There's one other thing I forgot to mention. I think it might be important. I believe it has to do with the mastermind. The mastermind? Kyoko's fingers moved even faster than they had so before. Did you figure out the mastermind's identity?
sorry.
No, that I still don't know, but I did find a clue, I think. The one leading the Hope's Peak staff, the one who finalized the plan to isolate you, was the Hope's Peak headmaster. So the same person may very well be the mastermind who planned this all out. And according to the files, the headmaster is a man in his late 30s. It seems possible, even likely, that he's somewhere in this school right now.
The headmaster?
The headmaster is here in the school?
Okay.
Then that's gotta be the mastermind. I mean, Monokuma's been calling himself the headmaster, right?
perhaps.
Which makes the real headmaster that much more suspicious.
You're serious?
But if we break down the door to his room, we're dead, right? What are we supposed to do? I'll find a way, no matter what it takes. I will find the headmaster,
No matter what?
no matter the cost.
So,
Kyoko, what's going on?
I
I can't explain why.